Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to take a look at this Akai 4000 DS Mark II. See what we get. Okie dokie, I think first things first I'm going to lay some tape up into it and see what she gives me. That's nice. I like that function. The earlier ones of these had a bung that you had to stick on them, but I'm liking that. So you lace these over the capstan under there, around the merry-go-round, and for some reason we don't appear to have any life. I'm just going to check something. I reckon that's the problem, why it's got no life.
He's an artist.
We seem to have some issues there around the pause function. Not unpausing.
Doing the best he can.
Let's get this apart and see what we can find as far as what's causing that. My suspicion is going to be grease. We've got a little bit of crackling on the head switch, and when I recorded this on it earlier I noticed some crackling on the mic and line inputs. Now I have a feeling that you get into these by taking the feet off them, and there may be some screws in the bottom. There is. Just an Akai thing. That's where you're listening to it from. Now the question of the week is, will a 13 amp plug fit through there? Right, so disconnect these and remember to delete the pops off the audio track. There we go, look. Walk this out. There was so much more repairable back then. See? No glue needed. And the British plug even fits. Let's plug that back in. Line out. Line out is on the left. Let's plug you guys back in. There. Okay. So, tape counter belts a bit near. Let's have a little look at this mechanism here. Let's work in with the capstan. So where is the capstan not going in? Put the foot. Power on. So that I think that's behind this metal cover. So let's detape it. I have a feeling that there's screws in these. That one feels like it's just going to come off. Maybe not. No, there's a screw in it. Okay, let's put my test tape out of the way. And I know there's a screw in that. And I have a feeling this lot is all Allen keys. Fortunately, we have an Imperial Allen key set in the building. Now that's a posse. That one's a posse. I think this comes off here. I don't know. Got to come apart somehow, hasn't it? Because obviously I can't take the metal cover off. With that attached. There we go, look. Do I need to take my adapter off there? Probably not. I thought that was screwed in place. Yeah, it is from underneath here. So there's one there and one there that is proper tiny little Allens. So let me find something. Right. There's one in here. And then roll this onto the side. Let's see all the electronics. I'm going to give these potentiometers a clean in a moment. We need to set this one here off the heads of the head selector. Otherwise we can't get into anything. Okay. Do love how this vintage kit comes apart. There we go, look. So we can give those parts a clean while they're off. And now we get to the mechanism. This part here is your switch that you've seen, and that's up and down. There's a couple of pieces here that are renowned for breaking. So what we need to do is we need a controller on here because we want to go into play, don't we? Which is here, and that's our capstan. So our capstan's actually turning the screw here rather than being free. I'm probably going to regret this, and it's probably going to go ping. So there's the capstan assembly, and as you can see on this shaft here, it's incredibly stiff, and that is essentially our problem. So I'm just going to put a bit of pressure behind it and work it, because I'd like it to move forward a little bit. Tiny little WD-40. Freaking phenomenal. It never ceases to amaze me that just the smallest bit of lubrication just brings this old kit back to life. So this sits here on 2 washers. The washers themselves actually stop it being tightened up too tight. That's the theory. That's not quite in as it should be. So let's make sure that that goes into there all the way. So when we tighten it up, that tightens up with that back. If it doesn't tighten up with it being back, it's going to drag, and it's going to drag on the capstan. So it's our pause mechanism. Pause, release, pause, release, and there we go, look. There's our capstan working. So there's the switch that we're having issues with. So I'll pop this back on here for a moment so we can activate it. And I'm going to come in here . And literally bit of switch cleaner has solved the problem. Heads next, and there's the audio heads, and you know what, they're pretty nice there. So all I'm going to do is give them a clean. They're in actually very, very nice condition. So I'm going to get a bit of white roll and a bit of spray. And I'm just going to clean them. And the same with this. Just give this a bit of a clean while I'm here. Nice. They're nice. Pots. So I'm going to go with each of them. A good spray. Work it. Work it. And here, let me have a look. There we go. Kind of happy with that. That's lubricated up nicely. Let's put this back the right way round. Okay, let's lace it up and see if we can get anything from it still. There you go, that's a bit better. What's interesting is doing this, you actually get to see the route the tape takes when it's in the machine, when all the covers on it.
Call me an artist.
The beginning of the tape is a little bit screwed, so there we go, that's stereo.
What?
Obviously let's make sure we've still got rewind, and we have. So nice. So we'll start with the top part. I'm giving it a light clean, because obviously you can't go at these, because if you go at them, akai stuff in particular, I know I've done it before, the actual print will separate and you end up losing all of the print off the front of the machine, which is not what you want. I will give it another clean back in its fully assembled state. I'm not fitting a belt because it's working perfectly. My suspicion is that this had some work done on it not too long ago. Because it's just in too good a condition. There we go. So the next bit we'll put on it is the head cover. Let's try a different screw in there, because that's not quite tightening up right. Oh, I see what the problem is. You see the fronts move very, very slightly. Let's just slack these off, and there we go. There we go. Nice. So we've got this one here that goes on the start, like that. I'm not going to put them on yet till the bottom panel's on, but let's put the cover on the heads. Primarily pushes on, and then this little switch goes in place. So we've got that set in stereo at the moment. Now we want the bottom cover next. Let's put that one on. I've dropped a part. Back in a second. Right. One there. Just needs to go over here. Like this. And then there's one goes on the bottom, which goes like this. We can put these back on. capstan goes back on like that and like that, and that's pretty much the front of the machine back together. So I've got these to put back on. They've got a little mark on them for the minimum. So you've just got to make sure that you put them in right. I'm going to, for a moment, just unplug the audio out. And you can see there, I've got that lined up. And do the same with the top one. Just turn them down to minimum. It is I don't know what happened there. It's as crude and as simple as that. Okay, they're on. There we go, line out reconnected. Power back on, and hopefully we should have a working machine. And we'll do a record test providing the play test works. Looks like we need a little bit of glue. So let's just wind that on a little bit.
First time I ever thought of me that way.
Happy with that? Okay. We're going to do a record test. So I've got a M-Audio fast track here connected up to a computer. Like a little roll of tape here, so cute. And we'll stick a little bit of music on it to check that everything is working as it should do. Okay, let's stick some input into this. So start it recording. Now we'll start the audio file playing. Okay, so that's what's coming off the computer. That's what's been recorded onto the tape. So that's actually playback from the tape. So it's recording it onto the tape and then a second head's playing it back. I'm going to let it run through this entire track because I reckon it'll eat that tape. A little bit of glue and put that back on there. Here we go, last little bit of cassette here. There we go, that shows it's playing off that tape. So let's take that back a little bit. And so we've shown there that this machine both records and plays. Okay, I'm happy with that. We'll rewind that back and pop the back on this, and obviously that'll be glued back on there, and this one's ready to go up for sale to somebody. This is now working pretty well. It's fairly clean inside, to be fair, considering its age. And I don't want to get into messing around with it because I don't think it really needs it. Its sound quality from it's reasonably good. And you know what, there's so little inside this machine. That belt's okay, that belt's working, that's okay. I could potentially just knock the dust off the top of here, which I think I will do, like that. And I think, yeah, put the case back on it. Okay, that slides back into there. Then on the back we've got the 4 rubber bungs. They pull the main chassis back into place. Made in Japan. Nice bit of Japanese electronics. I don't know, it's a strange thing because there was always this thing about Japanese electronics, wasn't there, back in the day? What? Everything's made in China now, it seems. Two in the bottom, and then we'll stand her back up and just do a play test on her and make sure she's working nice. And if that's the case, then that'll be photograph time. So okay, that's connected the line out. And put some power onto this. And yeah, here we go. These are cool. I prefer these. Under over, under over. Under over. Come on. There you go. Okay. Now, this is 7.5 inch tape. So we need to fit the adapter. That just slides onto there. And that goes on there. So, let's give this a try and see if we get sound. do need to glue that on. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, a little bit of an overview of this Akai machine and its simplicities, and how the fault that seems really bad is actually fairly straightforward to put right. So yeah, please hit the subscribe, like, the bell, etc. And you can have a look at some of the other videos I've done. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye.